All right, guys, we're moving on to talk about global population. And guys, I could lecture on this all day long, but there are people that do it really, really well. And so we are going to watch a series of short videos, and then that way we'll learn from people who this is really their area of expertise. Of course, you need to take some good notes, all right? You need to take some good notes. So we're going to start off with something from National Geographic. And let me just get the volume up here. It might take me a couple tries to get the volume right, so let's see. So National Geographic.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
All right, we're going to get some data down in our notes. So, what year did we go to 7 billion people?
2012.
I mean, he just said it. What was it? Guys?
I thought it said in 2011 we'll reach.
2011, right? 2011. So we're past it. We're now more than 7 billion people on this globe. But let's look at the growth in population. In 1800, it says the world's population was 1 billion. 1 billion. All right. It took us 130 years, guys, to get 1 more billion people on the planet, right? So by 1930, we were sitting at 2 billion. So we doubled our population, right? But it took 130 years. Do you think it's taking 130 years to double our population now? Nope. Oops. Let's go back a second. By 19... Oh, that is the volume, duh. I was like, why is that not working? Let's go back. All right. So 1930, we're at 2 billion. I'm going to try to stop this at the right point. 1960, we're at 3 billion. 1974, we're at 4 billion. What's happening to the amount of time it's taking us to add 1 billion people to the globe? It's getting what? Shorter and shorter and shorter. By 1987, we have 5 billion people. By 1999, we have 6 billion people. And by 2011, we had 7 billion people. So guys, if I were to plot this on a graph, what's it going to look like? Everyone draw it in the air for me. It's going to be a J curve, right? We're going to see, is it linear? How do we describe this growth pattern? Exponential. Exponential growth in our population, exactly. So they're predicting by 2045, we could be up to 9 billion people. All right, so guys, look at that pattern right there. Look at that pattern you see right here on the left side of the screen. We call that the J curve. Now we're seeing kind of a change in concavity, right? But look at what's going on here. Exponential growth. And then we see a change in concavity a little bit more recently. So every second, 5 people are born. But only 2 people die. So every second, 5 people are born. 2 people die. What does that imply, guys?
Every second there's 3 more people around.
Yeah, the net effect is every second we have 3 more people added to the globe. Clearly positive population growth rate, right? All right, in 2010, the average person lived only 69 years. But we see a change there as well. But what year was that?
1960.
1960? The average person lived 53 years. So what's happening to our lifespan? It's longer. Why do you think that is?
Advances.
We have healthcare, we have medical advances. What else? You think it's only medical? We're better educated.
Cleaner.
We have a cleaner environment. So our environmental risks are less, right? So we're living longer, and that's great, especially for me, right? Because like I'd be dead this year. This was, you know, because I'm 53. I know I look like I'm 28, but I'm glad that we have all these advances, right? But does that put some stress on our global systems? For sure. So more of us are living in cities than rural areas for the first time in 2008, right? So we're moving out of the rural areas. Why do you think that is?
More opportunities.
More opportunities, right? A lot of people are moving out of rural areas, out of agricultural jobs in some parts of the globe, trying to find opportunities in the city. So we have these ideas of megacities. How did they define a megacity? Greater than 10 million people, right? A megacity is one with more than 10 million people. In 1975, there were only 3 megacities. There were only 3 megacities. Was that?
Greater than 10 million people?
Mm-hmm. Greater than 10 million people. Mm-hmm. So, Mexico City, Tokyo, New York City. Right now we have 21. They predict that by 2050, 70% of us are going to be living in urban areas. So urban migration, you've studied that in some of your other classes, right? It's real. It's continuing. So this is an interesting statistic. If everybody was standing shoulder to shoulder, we would only fill up the city of Los Angeles, right? So we've got this kind of image about overcrowding. Do we really have an overcrowding problem globally? No. Do we have overcrowding issues in some areas? Yeah, for sure. So this isn't really a global concern. It's specific to certain areas, right? So what do you think they mean? It's not space that we need, it's balance. What do we mean by balance? Worrying about our what?
Carrying.
Our carrying capacity. What does Brandon mean when he talks about our carrying capacity? Are we going to have enough resources to sustain a reasonable quality of life, right? So it's not literally just about space. There's enough space in the globe, not in necessarily every single place in the globe, but across the globe we have enough space for 7 billion people. What we have to think about is our carrying capacity. Can we support with a safe and healthy standard of living, that many people. 5% of us consume 23% of the world's energy. Who do you think are probably some of the biggest victims and the biggest perpetrators? Us, right? Us. So 5%, guys, this is a shocking statistic if you've never seen this before. 5% of the globe consumes 23%, almost 1/4 of the world's energy, right? Staggering. Is that balance? %13 of us don't have clean drinking water. Now, a lot of advances have been made on this, but we still have a lot of people without access to clean drinking water. 38% lack adequate sanitation. What's the problem with that?
Disease.
Yeah. This contributes to an unhealthy lifestyle, right? The spread of disease when you don't have a way to handle waste. For example, I was in Burma living in a hill tribe, and when you went to the bathroom in Burma, it went down this big pipe, and where did the pipe go? Yeah, just to the bottom of the hill. That's all it was. Just to the bottom of the hill. So, but it wasn't right there at the house, but it was there. So what happens when it rains?
Oh, it stinks.
When it rains, it might smell. What else? What's the other problem when it rains?
Washes away.
Yeah, washes away and washes to where?
Into water.
Into rivers and streams and places where they do their laundry and rely on their cattle using for water. Yeah. So guys, our topic for next class is going to be thinking about population issues globally. And you will probably learn a lot of stuff. Some of you I know have already talked about this in some classes, but we'll try to look at it maybe a little bit more scholarly. All right. Thanks for listening. You guys have a lovely Halloween.